Welcome back to Violent Money TV. Today, I am joined by Jacob Smith, who will be challenging for the one flyweight Muay Thai World Championship in a rematch with Rodtang at 1169 Lumpini Stadium, November 8th. I guess that's the first thing we should get to is obviously this card was moved from Atlanta to Lumpini. How does that affect your kind of training in the next few weeks? Because we're only a couple of weeks away now.
It doesn't. It doesn't change my training at all, mate.
Mm.
Um, I actually feel like it suits me better. Fighting in Thailand, fighting at Lumpini Stadium. Um, I think it's very fitting that I'm fighting for the biggest prize in Muay Thai at the home of Muay Thai.
Yeah. Does it like change much in terms of because both not super easy travel destinations for the UK. I don't know what the like time difference is like in terms of how long it takes you to get to Thailand, which you've done many times now, versus how long it would take you to get to Atlanta.
Yeah, well, it would take around about 14, 15 hours to get to Thailand, but it's something I've done many times before
Hmm.
and something that my body's really good at adapting to. So there's no issues at all there. Um, just like I said before, I feel like it suits me better fighting in Thailand than it would America. I mean, I would like to fight in America also,
Yeah.
but just given this fight being, you know, the pinnacle of Muay Thai, with it being so big, I just feel like it's better fighting in Thailand. I feel like I'm at home in Lumpini Stadium.
Yeah. This fight came as a bit of a surprise to me personally because I thought after Rodtang went and fought Dennis Purich that maybe there would be a rematch between you and Dennis after the way that it ended last time. I know that you were pretty annoyed at the result that time around. Is that something that you expected?
No, no, it's not. It's not, if I'm honest. Um, I was expecting the Dennis rematch,
Mm.
which is something I did really want. Um, I'm not going to go into detail too much, and I don't want to slag Dennis off. I've already done that enough, haven't I? Online. Um, at the end of the day, he's not really at fault, is he? He's done what he done in the ring. You know, he's turning his back and whatever. I'm not going to slate him too much, but you know, the people around that, I think maybe should have handled it better. But we're all human. We all make mistakes. It is what it is. Let's move on. Um, Fight Rodtang for the belt. Beat Rodtang. Dennis can have the first shot at the title.
Yeah, I mean, that would be, if those cards all end up falling into place, that would be absolutely fantastic. What did you make of Dennis's fight with Rodtang? I know a little bit different because it was in kickboxing, but I'm sure you were still able to take a lot out of it.
You want me to be really honest with you? I thought it was poor.
Mm.
I thought it was poor. I thought it was poor from both of them, to be honest. Um, but having said that, I know that Rodtang isn't going to fight me like that. Rodtang is going to be training like he did when he fought me the first time, super serious. He's going to be fighting me at his best, which is what I want, because then there's no excuses when I beat him. But let's just put it this way: if he was to fight me the way he fought Dennis, he wouldn't stand a chance. He would not stand a chance because he looked lethargic, a little bit slow, a little bit, but he probably didn't even train for that fight. He missed weight. He probably didn't train for the fight. I don't think he took Dennis very serious.
Yeah,
And also, it was under kickboxing rules, which I felt definitely favoured Dennis more than Rodtang, because if Rodtang was allowed to elbow,
mm.
even though I don't think he was very good that fight, he would have 100% stopped Dennis.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis was pretty. I know that they kind of settled it afterwards, and there was a lot of respect afterwards. But Dennis was pretty critical of Rodtang in the lead up to it, for some of the same things that you said about not training, not taking fights seriously, and things like that. You already kind of answered this, but you're expecting the Rodtang you fought 2 years ago. Do you think that this fight will bring that back out of Rodtang? Because it does seem like that Rodtang still exists.
100%. Yeah, he knows. Look, the first fight I fought him, I've improved so much since then. But
Mm.
even then, He took me super serious. He didn't fight me the way he fights everybody else. He went banging himself on the chin with his hands by his sides, giving away free shots. He knows I'm too dangerous for that.
Do you
So,
think
so yeah, I'm expecting the very best Rodtang.
do you think like I've heard you talk about the differences that you've made in the last 2 years in terms of necessarily the moment last time around, it being your debut. That's a lot to handle in one fight. Do you feel like Rodtang has also got better over the last 2 years based on some of it? I guess it's hard to track because, like you said, that Purich fight was a bit
No, I don't.
chaotic and things like that.
No, I don't. He's had 300 and something fights. He's been punched in the
Yeah.
head a million times. He lets people punch him in the head. Now, I'm not saying, look, I'm not saying he's past it. I'm not saying anything like that.
Mm.
But what I am saying is, no, I don't think he's improved in the last 2 years now.
What do you think is the biggest difference from you 2 years ago to now? Is it the mentality? Because I know that that's something you've spoken about before about, the fact that it was your debut when you're coming in and
Yeah,
you're fighting Rodtang on your debut. That is a lot to deal with.
yeah, it is. But you know what, mate? I wouldn't say the mentality. I'm super confident. I'm always super confident, and I always have been. More so, skill, movement, fight IQ, a little bit more finesse to me work, a little bit more wise and wends to me work, if that makes sense. That would be the biggest difference in me. You're always going to get the rough, tough, rock hard Jacob Smith in every single fight, and I'll always come as well and look for the finish. I'm not one to stand on the back foot and look to pick people off. I'll always be hunting a finish. If I can smell out a finish, I'm going to be going for it. But there's just a little bit more finesse to me work and a little bit more wise and wends to me work now.
Yeah, of course, Rodtang, a huge star, and he's kind of become that because he has this crazy aggressive style that produces these great social media clips, things like that. We saw that in the Purich fight that, like I said, was chaotic at points. Purich, kind of tried to beat him at his own game, I think, which didn't work out too well for him. Do you expect? You already said that you expect Rodtang to fight you differently to how he fought Dennis. Do you expect this fight to be different in terms of the overall look, not only from Rodtang but yourself as well as someone that can bring that out of him as a more tactical fight? Because, like I said, a lot of his fights in one championship get pretty crazy if people engage with him, and sometimes they don't, and he just ends up chasing them around.
Yeah. Now I'm prepared for both
Mm,
scenarios because Rodtang could fight me the way he fought me the first time. A lot more technical, a lot more tactical, thinking a lot more, using his distance a lot more. Or he could try and run through me like he does with everyone else. I mean, I'm prepared for both outcomes. But in terms of me, myself, I can't talk for him, can I? Because I don't know how he's going to fight me. But the way that I'm going to fight, like I said before, you're going to see the same rough, tough, rock hard Jacob Smith, but you're going to see a lot more thinking and a lot more. I wouldn't say movements because I'm not going to unnecessarily move, but you're just going to be a little bit more smarter work from me, let's say, without giving me game plan away too much.
yeah. You've said already about how big this win would be. Of course, winning the title, beating Rodtang for that title only adds to the stakes of winning that title, of course, with how big of a star he is. Without
Yeah.
looking too far past the fight, what's the first thing you do after becoming the flyweight Muay Thai world champion November 8th?
Get a plane straight home to see me two kids, give them the belt, get to the gym, get it up on the wall, and just fucking spend a little bit of time, a little bit of quality time with them.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be a special moment indeed, mate. I appreciate your time and all the best for November 8th. I
Like,
can't wait for this rematch. It should
like
be
yeah,
absolutely fantastic. All right, thank you, man. Enjoy the rest of your day.
mate.
See ya.